Hello, everyone. I'm Chase Lee reporting for DallasMovieScreenings.com, and welcome back to my continuing coverage of the 2016 Dallas International Film Festival. And this is my last film I'm going to review for you guys. This is my 11th film. Not only am I exhausted from the festival, I just got stuff going on, towards the tail end of it, and I'm not feeling up to it, and I definitely don't want to go to the hospital again. So, I'm not going to take the flight risk on it. So, so this is my final review for the festival, and that would be the very interesting High Rise. What is this movie? Let me read it to you. The synopsis is literally one sentence. Life for the residents of a tower block begins to run out of control. If you think I'm joking, that is the one on IMDb. Okay, so I don't know where to begin with this one because it's pretty bad, but the more I thought about it, the more I can't fail it as a movie. I have to give it some credit for some areas. So what do I mean by that? Let's get real and break this down. Let's start with the writing and directing. Okay, so essentially this is a 2-hour film of social classes inside of an apartment building, if you will. All the poor people are at the bottom, middle class in the middle, upper class at the top. That's it. And then we get into some social class warfare. Interesting, right? I guess. I was not interested in the story at all. It was presented in front of me. I didn't care about it. I wasn't emotionally invested in any of the characters or their motivations or anything going on in this film. I just did not care. And when you have that 2-hour runtime, it makes it even worse. You're sitting there and it's like a chore at this point. It's just not good. Structurally, as a story, it is all over the place. It is choppy. It will go from here to there to over there, and then back to there, and then over here, and then over back to there. It's all over the place. It doesn't really make any sense as far as story flow goes. It is just all over the place. And the other thing, when this movie starts, you will hear the music, and when you hear the music, it sets the atmosphere, if you will, for the entire movie. I really hate using this word when I describe movies. Pretentious. This movie is pretentious. It is so full of itself. It is actually astounding to watch. It's a super simple story, but the way it's directed with some weird slow-mo shots and some weird cuts to something else and then going back to something and the music, it makes it seem like it's higher art than what it is. It's not. Trust me. So I hate to use that word, but the way it's written and the way it's directed is very pretentious. Tone that back a little bit. It might have been a better film, but for me personally, it was too over the top. It was too much, and the director was probably sitting there going, you know what? This is going to be a very artful movie and stuff. I'm just going to blare it with some music. And it doesn't work that way because it's the filmmaker forcing you to get invested into it. And it's more of a turnoff than anything. So not only was I not interested in the story, it was very basic. And it felt like a movie that was supposed to be made in the 50s. And it was pretentious. I'm sorry. And some of the dialogue is pretty sketchy too. Like you'll hear it and be like, no. And for all those people that are probably watching this review, like, you didn't get it, this is not for you. Yeah, it wasn't for me. But you know what's really funny about what that statement is that I love weird movies. I love David Cronenberg's Videodrome. I love The Fly. I love David Lynch's Mulholland Drive and Blue Velvet. So don't sit there and tell me that I don't get it and it's too high up there for me. I love those types of films. I love those weird films. I was going into this movie with high expectations because when I watched the trailer, it looked like a David Lynch film. It looked like a Cronenberg film. I was like, I am totally on board for this. But the fact that this movie is messy, the plot is non-existent, doesn't make any sense. It's just jumping around all over the place. And it's just a hierarchy movie. That's all it is for 2 hours. I didn't care about anyone or anything going on. Okay? It's just, the more I talk about it, the more it just infuriates me. Let's get into the acting. The acting is where I'll actually give this movie some credit. Despite me not liking the characters and just the fact that this movie is messy as all hell, The acting was pretty good for the most part. My two favorites, Luke Evans and Tom Hiddleston. Tom Hiddleston was very good in this movie. I could tell that he was actually trying, and I really appreciate that. Luke Evans stole the show for me in terms of, I guess, the best character arc. Even though he did some stupid things in the movie, he's got more, I guess, depth to him than anyone else, and he does deliver a pretty good performance and stuff. So I won't fault him for that. So the acting all around is fine around them two, and then they are actually pretty good. Jeremy Irons, whatever. Elizabeth Moss, Sienna Miller, It's more about Luke Evans and Tom Hiddleston. I gotta give them props because it is a pretty good performance from both of them, even though I don't really care for the characters. Cinematography-wise, it's fine. There's some cool-looking shots, so I will give this a little bit more credit in this category. There's some cool, interesting shots filled with a lot of color, a lot of rich complexity in the shots in terms of the lights and the colors and just the way the camera is composed and stuff. And so I will give it props in the cinematography department. It does look pretty good in some shots. And I can see that there was like an artistic pull towards this movie, but the way it was put together, edited-wise, story-wise, and music-wise, it is very like up its own butt in terms of like better than it should be. But there are a few shots that were actually pretty good. Editing-wise, it's 2 hours long. This movie needs to be cut down significantly. Now, if it was like an hour and a half, hour 40 tops, I might have liked it a little bit more. But the fact that it was 2 hours, it just drug out anything exciting I had about this movie, and just it made it more, like I said, a chore to watch. It was choppy. It was sloppy. I couldn't even believe that an actual editor edited this movie. Guys, this is not a good movie. It is atrocious. And I forgot to mention the special effects. They're fine for what they are. So I will give them a little bit of credit for that too. Because the whole movie takes place inside of this like tall apartment building, essentially. And yeah, we do get to see Tom Hiddleston at work, but that's about it. It's just those two places. And we don't really know much about the outside world, so it's just all pretty much animated from this point with the outside shots for the most part. They're fine. They kind of look like a sci-fi movie, but I'll let it slide because at least I can see that they tried in the special effects department, and it looks decent, I guess. Guys, this is not a good movie. It is long. It is choppy. The characters, some of them are terrible people. No one's likable in my eyes. You don't care about anyone. It's a simple story about social class warfare, and it wasn't even delivered well. And that's the thing. That's the thing that frustrates me is that I like those weird off-the-wall movies. I just mentioned some Cronenberg films, some Lynch films, and I am a huge fan of them. I am not a huge fan of this whatsoever. I do not want to watch this movie again. So for the two performances of Tom Hiddleston and Luke Evans, because I could see that they were trying, and some of the cinematography and the special effects were decent. I'll give them that. I'm going pretty low. I'm going to give this movie a D. I'm sorry, just not for me. I don't want to watch it again. This was based off of a novel. I'll read the novel maybe, but this movie kind of just like turns me off onto it. And, you know, a lot of people say they like the novel today. It's like it's filled with a lot of dark humor and stuff about society and whatnot. That's fine. And the book might deliver way better. But as far as the movie goes and the movie is presented, I did not care for it whatsoever. So that is my review of High Rise. So have you seen High Rise or have you even heard of it? Comment in a place with my face and let me know. And I just want to thank you guys for watching my continuing coverage of the 2016 Dallas International Film Festival. It's been a fun ride, but this is my last one I'm going to do. Number 11, baby. I saw a mixture of films, and if you guys want to check out all the reviews from all the movies I checked out, just go on my YouTube channel, and they're all listed below. So I'm Chase Lee, reporting for DallasMovieScreens.com. Thank you for watching these videos, and I'll see you guys next time for whatever I review next. See you guys later.